Coming up at 10 a.m., the election has wrapped up and the newly elected leaders are getting ready to take their seats.
We'll tell you what the winners and candidates have to say after their races ended.
I'm Connor McGee, and I'll tell you how people are reacting as SNAP benefits begin to be cut back.
And SEPTA inspections will be sticking around. We'll tell you for how long.
That and more when we come back.
Security guards rally leading up to a tentative agreement for Allied Universal officers.
The latest developments in a shooting on campus.
The Diamond Marching Band is ready for the national spotlight to celebrate 100 years. Results are in and new leaders have been elected. This year, Democrats swept many of the major elections across the country. During Temple Update's live election coverage Tuesday night, we tracked 5 races, which all went blue.
Here in Pennsylvania, all 3 judges have been retained. In Philadelphia, Larry Krasner has been re-elected for district attorney. New Jersey has elected their new governor, Mikey Sherrill, and Virginia has made history, electing Abigail Spanberger as governor. In New York City, Zohran Mamdani is also making history as the mayor-elect. Hello and welcome. You're watching Temple Update. I'm Christian Lee.
And I'm Lauren Haley Morris. The 3 Pennsylvania Supreme Court justices who were on the ballot have been retained. That means Democratic justices Christine Donahue, Kevin Daugherty, and David Wecht will sit on the bench for 10 more years. This will keep the majority in the state Supreme Court with 7 Democratic judges and 2 Republican judges.
Philadelphia Democrats came together for a watch party to track the results on election night. I was at the Philadelphia Democrats headquarters and spoke to people there who are excited about the judges and all of their party's wins. I spoke to Jim Harriet, who is a council member at large and a member of the Democratic National Committee.
We're especially happy about the statewide judges because that was what the real question was about.
Those serving on the Pennsylvania Supreme Court have the power to make a lot of changes in the state.
If Republicans in Pennsylvania were to try to gerrymander the maps like they're doing in Texas or Missouri, you know, the Supreme Court here could stop that from happening.
Temple students like Giovanni Amorose say that while there might not be a president on the ballot this year, elections like these matter just as much.
Our state and local elections are kind of like a barrier, and they basically can block the federal government and the things that they're doing right now.
And it was an exciting night for the Democratic Party, which was a big change from the last election.
The vibe was very down and very sad. So to be here on this election and this election day and see how the Democrats have been doing and seeing how ecstatic we are, it's very heartwarming.
While the results weren't unexpected, the voter turnout was.
It's usually an off-year election, slow, low turnout, but that's not what we've seen today. We've seen people galvanized to come out and vote.
Still, Amorose says to keep the momentum going.
We have elections every 6 months here in Pennsylvania. Let's not forget to go vote every 6 months, or especially next year when we have the midterms.
Philadelphia's District Attorney Larry Krasner will serve a 3rd term. Krasner ran against former Municipal Court Judge Pat Dugan, receiving 271,190 votes compared to Dugan's 85,604 votes. In his post-election speech, Krasner outlines why he believes his campaign won the election.
And then we offered a different vision, which was not all built on mass incarceration, maximal punishment. It was built on human dignity, science, numbers, prevention, modern enforcement through forensics.
This is the 2nd time Judge Pat Dugan lost to Krasner this year.
Dugan ran as the Democrat in the primary election. Temple Update's Sujan Upreti was there at Dugan's watch party on Tuesday as the results came in. He's live outside Beasley School of Law. Sujan, how did Dugan and his supporters respond?
Good morning, Lauren and Christian. When I was at his watch party, I saw that Dugan was called to lose. The room surprisingly applauded him. They say it's to celebrate his election run this year. Then he came out to greet supporters, shaking hands, chatting with people who came out to watch the results. And during his concession speech, Dugan went after Krasner's records on crime and safety.
But make no mistake about it, Larry Krasner did not win this election. the truth won. Because throughout this campaign, Larry Krasner was finally exposed for what he is, a despicable, uncaring, heartless human being.
Temple Update talked with Duggan that morning after he voted in Northeast Philadelphia. He says Krasner has not been fulfilling his duties.
Based off of his training and the results that I've watched in the courtroom, and all these people that have fallen through the Larry Krasner trap door.
Duggan's supporters say they hope his campaign will help push Philadelphia leaders to rethink how they handle crimes.
I hope he starts taking victims seriously. I hope he takes a serious look so we don't have more situations like Kata Scott.
Duggan later thanked his families, his supporters, and his campaign team and told us that he will continue to serve Philadelphia. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Sujani Preddy. I'm sending it back to you, Lauren and Christian.
Thanks, Sujan. And Representative Mikey Sherrill will be New Jersey's first female Democratic governor in the state's history. Sherrill defeated Republican Jack Ciattarelli with 56.3% of the state's votes. Ciattarelli fell behind Sherrill, receiving 43.1% of New Jersey's votes. Sherrill has declared her first action as governor in her acceptance speech. She plans to call for a state of emergency to New Jersey in bringing down costs of utilities for citizens. She also says her hope to work with every person who lives in New Jersey.
Join the tariff lawsuit very quickly that other states are engaged in to push back on the tariff program that Trump is running that's really harming our economy here.
A major component of Sherrill's campaign messaging was her opposition to the Trump agenda. This continues to be true as she plans to act against President Trump's tariffs. And Sherrill's fellow United States Representative Abigail Spanberger is Virginia's next governor. Spanberger defeated Republican candidate Winsome Earl Sears, having 57.4% of the vote compared to Earl Sears' 42.4%. She will be Virginia's first female governor, and she flips Virginia's governor's seat from Republican to Democrat. And as Virginia gets a new governor, New York City has elected Zohran Mamdani as their new mayor. He's New York City's first Muslim mayor and first mayor born in Africa. Mamdani has already appointed 5 government veterans for his transition into office. Though his cabinet has not been formed yet, he has spoken about having Jessica Tisch as police commissioner. He is the youngest elected since the 19th century. California voters have approved new congressional district boundaries through Proposition 50. This approval congressional map gives Democrats a shot at 5 additional seats at the U.S. House of Representatives. On Tuesday night, they passed the proposition by an overwhelming majority. 63% of the votes said yes, compared to the 36% of them saying no, with 77% of the votes counted. President Donald Trump has responded to the election results, and he says that it's disappointing for more than just him.
Last night, it was, not expected to be a victory. It was very Democrat areas, but I don't think it was good for Republicans. I don't think it was good. I'm not sure it was good for anybody.
We will continue to cover these races as we see the effects of the election unfold.
To keep up with the latest or to go back and watch Temple Update's election night coverage, head to templeupdate.com and follow us on social media.
Flights will be cut by 10% across 40 major airports across the country starting tomorrow due to the government shutdown. In a list obtained by ABC, affected airports include Philadelphia International Airport and all 3 New York City area airports. This comes after 2 security checkpoints at the Philadelphia International Airport were closed earlier this week, also believed to be related to the government shutdown. And as the shutdown hits a record-breaking 37 days, President Trump says the government will not be extorted by Democrats to reopen it. Trump has signaled the shutdown could continue to drag on as federal workers are set to miss more paychecks in the uncertainty of 42 million Americans of federal aid packages. And if you're on SNAP benefits, you already know the ripple effects of federal cuts being felt here in North Philadelphia. Temple Update's Connor McGee is live outside of the Student Center, the home to Temple's Cherry Pantry. What are you hearing from students, Connor?
Yeah, good morning, Christian and Lauren. Now, as this government shutdown continues and SNAP benefit funds continue to make headlines, Many students here on campus and residents in the North Philadelphia community are wondering what their game plan is if they are missing or were to miss these benefits.
For me, it's important because I am primarily financially independent here.
Ella is a senior and works on top of her class schedule. She missed her SNAP benefits on November 1st. Now she's having to cut costs to afford to eat. At City Hall, Mayor Sherelle Parker's One Philly SNAP support plan launched this weekend to help people who are now missing SNAP benefits. It's dividing a total of $14 million to food aid, rent and utility relief, plus small business and federal worker support. Parker says access to SNAP benefits has been an invaluable tool in our fight against food insecurity. Even with the funds from the city and state, Executive Director of Philadelphia's Share Food program, George Matisic, is already seeing the effects.
And when we talk to our food pantries, we're hearing numbers as much as 12-fold increase in terms of new registrations.
Now, with the rise in demand, Matisic does say the program feels the support from Parker's plan.
$4 million just for the food banks, about $1 million of that going to us at Share Food program.
Here on campus, Dr. Gabriella McLaughlin directs Temple's research focused on equity, known as the RISE Lab.
We're in this for a while because we know that only partial funding is going to come this month. If these benefits weren't in place, I think we'd have a lot more students falling through the cracks.
And Dr. McLaughlin went on to discuss how food and financial insecurity could lead to a drop in enrollment but for a full list of food distribution resources, check out TempleUpdate.com. Reporting live outside the Student Center, Connor McGee, Temple Update. Lauren and Christian, back to you.
Thanks, Connor. And Temple University is working to support Temple students and community members affected by SNAP delays. In an email on Wednesday, President John Fry outlined steps students can take to serve their peers and community. Including in these initiatives are donating to the Barnett Irvine Cherry Pantry Amazon wish list, volunteering at on and off-campus food banks, and donating to on-campus food collection sites.
And campus security officers have made a tentative agreement with their contracts at Allied Universal. The contract includes improved training for new and current security officers, wage increases of up to 29% over 4 years, and more paid time off. This comes after the officers union SEIU 32BJ rallied on Broad Street last week.
SEPTA spokesperson Andrew Bush has confirmed that the Federal Rail Administration gave SEPTA an extension to finish inspecting all 223 Silverline 4 rail cars. The Federal Rail Administration has given them until November 14th to finish inspection on all rail cars. SEPTA also has until December 5th to install heat sensors.
And as of yesterday afternoon, SEPTA confirmed that with us that 155 inspections are completed and 58 are back in service. However, SEPTA is expected to be much like it has been over the last month with cancellations and delays. SEPTA says they expect to improve gradually but won't be back to normal until close to the end of the year. And it seems that the weather is just changing all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Camille Rosansky joins us live on Broad Street to tell us more about it. Hey, Camille.
Yeah, good morning, Christian and Lauren. It is a bitter cold morning today with temperatures sitting around 52 degrees as of now, but that wind chill is making it feel 6 degrees cooler. So definitely grab that jacket, grab a scarf before heading out. And speaking of wind chill, yesterday's windy day swept into today with wind gusts reaching about 30 miles per hour throughout the day. So you might feel a little breeze pushing you as you're heading to class. Now, with this November weather kicking in, we're expecting a freezing blast of cold air coming through the United States, leading into Monday and Tuesday, where temperatures will drop significantly. But for now, the rest of the coming week will be at higher than average temperatures for November. But I'll have more on the upcoming weather forecast for the rest of the day and for the 5-day weather report later on in the studio. Reporting from Broad Street, I'm Camille Rosansky. Lauren and Christian.
Thanks, Camille. Stay warm, and when we come back,
a deadly plane crash in Louisville is under investigation. We'll give you the latest on the recovery efforts.
My name is Dylan Steinberg, and I'll be showing you Temple University's new Community Engagement Learning Initiative.
It's basketball season. I'm Moya Wolwol at the sports desk, and I'll recap men's basketball's first game of the season.
We'll be back in 90 seconds. 3 Louisville International Airport employees are missing after Tuesday's UPS plane crash. 12 people have already been reported dead. At the scene of the crash, the NTSB recovered the black box from the UPS plane yesterday. The box contains information that could help find the reason for the accident. A state of emergency has been declared in Kentucky, and only limited number of flights have taken off out of the airport since.
The victim of an on-campus shooting over Halloween weekend has been released from the hospital. He was shot in the leg one time. 3 people have been arrested in connection to this shooting. Temple Update was on the scene right after the shooting happened. Police say they found at least 5 shell casings on that scene.
We immediately began to, because it was in the area of the subway, we immediately began looking for city-owned or SEPTA-owned cameras, and we were able to identify some persons who were involved in a shooting incident at that location.
The scene was shortly cleared out after the incident with the belief that there was no threat to Temple students.
And some Temple faculty are taking their classes into the community.
Temple Update's Dylan Steinberg talked to professors teaching a new kind of class starting in the spring.
Since his first day, Temple's president John Fry has said it is his mission to bridge the university with the North Philadelphia community. For professors like Megan Raish, this was a call to partner with local organizations.
It looked to me like we were looking to work in a way that was with more reciprocity. So, meaning working with community organizations like the nonprofit Father's Wreath 365.
Faculty whose courses were selected were granted $13,000 to split evenly amongst themselves to cover additional costs of collaborating with the community. Professor Lauren Hogan feels her course allows students to directly impact local organizations.
This was just a perfect opportunity to be able to allow the students in the course to engage with a local organization and have a concrete benefit for the organization.
The initiative's goal is to let faculty and students become more engaged in the community. Professor Brian Simon hopes students use these lessons to solve real problems.
And so if students are kind of applying what they learn to problems in the neighborhood, I think they can also become part of the solution or recognize how they can contribute.
Students like Haley Paz are using this initiative as a learning opportunity.
I'm honestly excited that I'm going to be able to get some real life experience because I feel like that's how you really learn the best.
Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Dylan Steinberg.
Thanks, Dylan. Coming up on Temple Update.
Temple is looking towards a chance to clinching bowl eligibility. We'll tell you what the Owls are up against this week after their game on Saturday.
We'll be right back.
We've been talking about basketball for a week now. It's finally made its way to the Leacorps Center for the season.
And I know that the women's team won in overtime. Super exciting. And our sports anchor, Moyo Awolowo, is here to tell us all about it.
Yes, we had a very exciting week for both men and women, so let's talk about it. Basketball is finally here, personally my favorite season. The men's team beat Delaware State 83-65 last night, setting us up for a great season. Sophomore Babatunde Duradola starts us off making a basket from inside the paint. Senior guard Darian Ford scores inside the arc, extending the lead for the Owls. Junior guard Gavin Griffiths makes a three-point jumper. Temple has an inter-city match up against LaSalle next Tuesday. Tomorrow, the women's team will host a game against George Washington University. Now, let's turn over to Monday's opening nail-biter game. Temple played another school named after George, the George Mason Patriots, and beat them in overtime. Here's how it happened. Temple won the opening tip-off, but immediately turned over the ball. Owl forward Sanaya Craig hauls an offensive rebound, scores an and one, and her free throw is good. As we hop into overtime, Tristan Taylor was fouled, and yeah, it's good. GMU missed the final basket, and Temple won 94-85 in overtime. Temple will be playing the Army Black Knights, reigning conference champions. The Owls are still searching for their 6th win to become bowl eligible, while the Black Knights will look to improve their record of 4-4. Temple must prepare for another physical opponent. Taking a look at last Saturday's game, early in the game, the Owls allowed 2 touchdowns. Evan Simon hands the ball to Jay Ducker for a 4-yard touchdown, and the score is 14-7. In the second quarter, running back Kevion Mason runs for 29 yards and scores to tie the game 14-14, the last points Temple will score. Temple lose 45-14. Let's hear what Coach Keeler has to say about this loss.
They were really good, first of all. Let's talk about East Carolina. They're a really good football team. We knew that going in. We thought they were very physical.
Good luck tomorrow, women's basketball, and let's stay undefeated. I'm Moya Wolwo at the Sports Desk. Follow us on our socials at Temple Update.
Well, the weather just keeps changing, and I don't think I can keep up.
I keep deciding which jacket to bring out in the mornings,
Right.
but luckily Camille Rosansky from the Weather Center is here.
Yeah, definitely keep a warm jacket available for you at all times now as we head into those colder months. But taking a live look outside real quick, as we can see, the wind is pretty strong. You can see the trees are moving as students head to class for the rest of the day, and that wind will stay with us throughout the next few days. But taking a look at our live radar, National Weather Service radar, it looks clear for now, but those cold airs will be blowing in throughout the rest of the week. But as we move into our 12-hour weather day forecast, at 1 p.m. temperatures will rise slightly to 55 degrees, and at 6 p.m. temps will peak at 60 degrees. By then, though, the sun will have set and about an hour beforehand. By 11 p.m., we will see a 20-degree drop in temperatures to about 41 degrees, but we'll have clear skies during the night, so don't you worry. Now, switching to our 5-day weather forecast, starting off our weekend on Friday, we will see some cool temperatures with a high of 63 and a low of 56. And in the evening, keep an umbrella handy if you're heading out, as there'll be some scattered showers. Now, heading into Saturday, our high will be 68 degrees, so it's definitely a nice day to go outside. And Sunday, you might want to stay inside as we expect rain. Now, weather will continue to stay the same, but we'll see some freezing temps throughout the next few days. But that's all I have. Kevin, Christian, and Lauren.
Thanks, Christian. In our Shining Temple University Diamond Band is taking the Big Apple this Thanksgiving. I took a look into the band's rehearsal process to learn about their big day.
The Temple University Diamond Marching Band certainly has a lot to celebrate this year.
The fact that it's actually happening still feels surreal.
This is for the band director. It is one of the bucket list items.
The band got the surprise of a lifetime last year when it was announced they would be performing in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade on their 100th anniversary. The band's director, Dr. Matthew Brunner, says the opportunity couldn't be more perfect.
We were hoping to do something special for the 100th anniversary, and then this just kind of came about.
Senior Ollie Gomez, a section leader and a member of their socials team, played a big role in landing them the parade, helping put together a video with 2 other students that secured their spot.
Dr. Brunner actually approached me and the 2 other social media and video creators about just submitting an application, and really just tried to showcase the best of the band, found some old clips of different performances we've had over the years. And yeah, they accepted us, which just was so magical.
This marks the first time the band has performed in the iconic parade.
We look forward to representing Temple and Philadelphia, and really just putting on a good show, and an exciting show, and one that everybody's going to remember.
We are working really, really hard, putting in all the hours to memorize our music. We're going to send our love to the other side, to the screen, and yeah, it's going to be great.
One last election note, the father of our supervising producer, Charlie Schultz, has been re-elected for his second full term as mayor of Hatboro, Pennsylvania.
Tim Schultz won with 1,875% of the votes out of 3,003 votes.
For the very latest, be sure to follow Temple Update on all your favorite social media platforms and check us out at templeupdate.com.
For Christian Lee, Moyo Wolowell, Camille Rosansky, and the rest of the Temple Update crew, I'm Lauren Haley Morris. Have a great day.